Today we're going to talk about casting a spinning rod. Not that that's really hard, but believe it or not, there's people out there that, doesn't quite do it as efficiently. Not that I'm an expert or anything, but I do it fairly well because I do it a lot. Practice makes perfect, right? So I'm here today to talk to you about this concept of casting an efficient spinning rod in a saltwater environment specifically, right? But then again, it doesn't make any difference between saltwater or freshwater. You're gonna use pretty much the same technique for accuracy and distance and efficiency and safety, right? A lot of people know how to cast a spinning rod, but not as efficiently or safely as you would think. Cause a lot of, me being in the fishing industry and all my friends fish a lot, and they take it for granted the ability to cast properly. But I've been on a boat with plenty of people, and some of them, either they're embarrassed to ask, or or they just don't know, or don't know any better. So today, we're going to talk about exactly that, right? So first, you get a rod that's pretty much suits your environment, right? The shorter the rod, the more accurate you're going to be because it's a less scope. A good rod for saltwater, for all around, would be a 7-footer. 7-footer would be great. Anything longer, like a 7.6, 7.4, 8-footer, you can cast really far, but you lack accuracy. So skipping underneath docks and stuff like that, you definitely want something a little shorter, unless you're superhuman, which I am not. So if you have one rod to take with you, a 7-footer is a good place to start. You want a little more accuracy, you go a little shorter, right? You want a nice balanced rod. This one's pretty cool here. Doesn't go below my elbow, so it works well in a kayak situation as well. But enough there so you can actually have a support, right? Not those pistol grip freshwater rods where there's nothing here and you pretty much fight the whole fish with your wrist. You want something that you can brace a little bit, or even put it up here on a bigger fish, okay? And now for the casting part. A lot of people cast, and they cast okay, in an open environment or something like that, they cast pretty good. But in a closed environment, or there's this fish and you want to lead it, you want to be as accurate as possible, right? So I'm gonna step back a little bit. To do a proper cast, you don't just go like this and throw it, right? You want the, that's terrible. You want the ability to use your rod, right? There's that, like so, right? So, one motion. You don't just go like this and throw it. You want to use one motion, and your best bet is to point towards the direction where you actually want your lure to go. So you do one motion, two hands, one hand here. And also, one thing a lot of people make a mistake of, they clench the thing all the way over here like this, right? It's like some kind of death grip. So you have to move all the way out here to actually release the lure. But if you would just do it very lightly like this, your reaction will be just a split second faster, and believe it or not, that little difference makes a huge accuracy. It makes a huge difference in your accuracy. So I would turn my most efficient way is to turn your reel like this, you pull it up, you open the bill. That way everything's right there, okay? Then you point to the direction where you want to cast, and you don't want to let go up here. You don't want to make that big arcing loop, especially against the wind, will come right back at you, right? So you want to be at a projectile, the trajectory, where it's the most efficient way. The lower you are, especially against the wind, the further your cast is going to go. So one motion, you want the rod to actually use the weight of the lure to cast, right? So one motion, and you go like this. Of course, a lot of the wind and stuff like that has an effect to it too. Right now, oh, almost snagged the mullet out there. Okay. Another safety point is obviously look behind you, especially when you're in the boat, and a lot of people casting lures. I've seen people get snagged, hit in the face, and always wear your glasses, by the way. One way, oh, by the way, you never, not in a saltwater environment, is put your leader inside your guide, because that doesn't cause you havoc as far as like wind knots and stuff like that too, because the knot will hit these guides and then let the line catch up and it'll wrap around these guides and probably snap your lure off. So obviously there's nobody behind you. You just do the one motion like this. 2 hands is always best. You can do it one hand too, but it's just a lot more wear and tear on your wrist and all that stuff. Another way to do it, okay, especially if there's somebody behind you, somebody close, cameraman, a friend, so on and so forth, is to have the rod all ready, right, like this, and you do like this. This happens a lot, and you start off like this. You still use the lure, but you don't have the bouncy action, right? This way there is no, you know, room for error back there to snag something. You already have it back there. You just go like this, especially if you're going down the wind. Pretty good cast. Oh, is that ladyfish? What the hell am I snagging? I'm just trying to reel it in. Fish is trying to get at it. Also, another point in a spinning rod is if you have like very small, very little room to cast, I'm gonna get it back over here, you can just point at it like this, and you just do a little loop. So I use the rod to actually propel the lure. Otherwise, if you were to do one of these, you'll never get anywhere, right? You'll never get anywhere. What you want to do is make that little loop, and you cast. Nice and smooth, and you'll like it. Okay, and when you put the rod away, if you don't have one of these little things right here, or a lot of saltwater does not have the little keeper thing, even though they start coming out with one, is to put it on there's 2 ways to do it, right? You can put it on the guide itself, but don't put it on the actual guide, right? Because a lot of them are ceramic right here, and you end up scratching that and causing all kinds of havoc with your line. So what you want to do is actually put it away right here in the actual inside of the guide. That way it doesn't cause any abrasion, okay? So it doesn't cause any issues with your line. Another way to do it also is to put it on your the reason I know this is because I was in Panama with Patrick's building. He got these really expensive rods. So when I put it up there, he would like, no, don't do that. These are expensive rods. So what I've learned, especially with expensive stuff, is put it on the hand of your reel, right, like this. That way, there's no issues with destroying your expensive guides and your expensive rods. And what you do to put it away even more efficiently, see how there's a line right here, right? There's a line right here. And obviously it's going to get tangled up with a bunch of stuff. So what these guys do, especially when you're traveling in a boat and you're going to have a long run, you put it all around your guide. So it's more nice and compact like this. It's all nice and compact now. There's no line whispering in the wind. It's not an issue. And right here, you put it on your handle so there won't be any problems as far as like, destroying your guides and stuff like this. The next tip would be, I guess, how to work lures, right? There's certain lures out there that obviously the way you retrieve makes a huge difference in the way the lure reacts. But other than that, that's it. So next one is going to be like top water. It's going to be like a jerk lure like this, maybe like a walk the dog, and then obviously the paddle tail, then the spoon, then the jig. Maybe I'll go through that a little later. So other than that, hope this helps.